Hey, Charles here. I want to change the open this heart rate monitor watch up and look for the battery. So I'm going to pull these four screws out. First, if they're loose. Yeah, they're a little bit tight. See, it's a heart rate monitor. With a heart rate monitor, you're supposed to be able to tell what effort of exercise that you're doing. Or are you putting out a little bit of effort? Or are you putting out a lot of effort? How much effort are you putting out? So you take like 220 minus your age, which mine ends up being like 0. Because I'm almost 220 years old. No, really. It ends up... you end up going 220 to get your maximum. And then you're not supposed to be at your maximum at all. In fact, you're supposed to avoid your maximum. Not only the maximum, but you're also supposed to avoid like a particular percentage of it. And at that amount of work, you're not supposed to go over that percentage, that certain amount. I've read it in some good books that talk about being healthy and exercising and whatnot. And so you have to be careful that you don't go over a certain amount. Not blow a valve or something, I don't know. Anyway, these four screws are coming out pretty easily. I had to use this little cross-tip screwdriver that's really special. But anyway, here's the fourth one. And I have got my Schwinn Aerodyne back in the house because the winters are cold again. I wasn't expecting cold winters. So there it is. Then you look at the back of the battery. On this one, it's a... okay, I'll just read it off. It's a CR 2025. Can you see it? Probably not, because it's not too. Anyway, it's a CR 2025. I guess you have to get your fingernail under it, like this. And then, oh, there's a little spring. See the little spring? That's for the plate. This is a piezo speaker, and it beeps. So you have to get this back on there. So the spring, which is up here, is on the piezo speaker, which is also up here. It's up here. And when you put this on, it actually connects to it, and then there's another spring on here. So one connects to the speaker, the other one connects to the plate, and through them they make a little noise, and presto, you have a little beeping noise that takes place. So don't lose the tiny springs in there. And then since I trim my fingernails, I can't get my fingernails under it. I've only had this thing for I don't know how many years. Anyway, there's a couple little metal clips that are over the edges of it that you don't want to bend up. So on the opposite side of that, you want to get your finger underneath it. I see there's a plastic piece over it on this side. So I'm going to go over here and stick a fingernail on the edge of it. Try and pry it out with a fingernail. And if that doesn't work, Then you pull out a little bitty pocket knife, and then you try and, uh-oh, there's another little, I'm trying to do this without tearing it up. The little copper wires are going doink. Oh God. And then you have to look at it and make sure that you didn't break any springs or lose any springs. So this one here, I still have the little spring here. I still have the little spring here on this side. And then there's usually a little metal plate in the bottom, which is right here. It's still intact. And then there's one that clips on the side or the top. And so it's still here. This one, this little side one right here. This one here. This one connects to the side of the battery. This one right here. Then you look at your battery and say, oh, well, it's probably dead. But then you got to dispose of this properly. But this is what you're looking for. CR2025, 3 volts. And it has to be the right battery too, because different thicknesses. And it's got to be the right thickness in here in order to fit. So it has to be this thick. And all of them with this number, CR2025, or the 2025, are the same thickness. They make them industry standard if they have the same number. The numbers have to match. Then all you do is just stick it in there and then put the 4 screws with this plate on. And the plate has to be on there with this little speaker, if it has one, this little piezo speaker. That's this disc. Where some have beep and have a beeping alarm on them. That's what that is. To make sure that you're at the right zone. And so it's got, you can see a little tiny scratch mark on it. That's how this plate goes on here. That way it touches the speaker, and then the plate over here touches a little spring. And then you just push the battery in there with the matching number, and then put this plate on there the same way so the spring's attached to it. Then it beeps and it works again. If it doesn't beep and it's got this little piezo speaker, that means you put the speaker in, it's backwards. So you just rotate it to where it'll contact those 2 little springs. That's how you change the battery on most watches, and this is a heart rate monitor. So have fun. Bye.